Hey now, Petey Grizz here. It's been a while since I did a Wenger knife. So for this week's Wenger Wednesday, I have a pair of them. First up, what do I got here? Oh, what we got here is, unfortunately, the fish is gone. But this was the Wenger Fisherman, a bass fisherman. Bam. They also made them with trout on them. They had a couple different fish on them. But very cool little knife. You know what it's going to have. It's got the Phillips screwdriver on the back. Pickety bow. Notice we've got the embossed inlaid shield. She's a beaut. Got that reamer. I think this had a chain that's missing. Maybe not. Who knows? Who knows? I'm so sure somebody knows, and I'm sure they'll tell me in the comments. Bam. We've got the cap lifter screwdriver. She's a little dirty. I just got these guys in, so I haven't really messed with them yet. And it's got the patent on it, which came around 1982 or so. And that is the push to lock so that it can't fold up on you while you're driving a screw with it. We've got the can opener, the legendary lobster claw can opener from Wenger. Yeah. And this is the larger one that they started using from 1976 right up to the end. Next up, oh, I missed it. We got, oh yeah, look at that. You know, everybody's favorite tool, the pokey thing, aka a descaler. It's also got the hook disgorger here. You hold the line and you use that to push the hook back into the fish's mouth and get it unhooked. And this is a line guide. So you could run the line through there and like set this down and hold it while you're spooling up a reel just to keep the line from flopping around everywhere. Super cool. A neat feature to squeeze in there. You know I like when they squeeze an extra feature in. Finally, we've got that clip blade. Love me a clip blade. She's a beaut. And last but not least, we've got the main blade. No stamp on the back. Wenger with the umbrella, keeping the water off Delamont, Switzerland. Stainless umbrella. Next up, we got something really unusual. So, take a look at this real quick and tell me, you know, what stands out about it? Well, there's no nail nick on the blade, and yeah, there's a nail file instead of an opening layer. This is a left-handed Wenger, and I suspect originally it would have had an icon here. Maybe the early ones didn't, because this is one of the earlier ones, so it's possible it didn't have any kind of mark. But later ones, they had a little symbol right about here on the scales that let you know it was a left-handed model. So what does a left-handed knife mean? Well, most knives are designed by and for right-handed people, and thereby all the accessibility, everything is thought out from a right-handed perspective. It's kind of like looking through history through a European perspective. You know, perspective is everything, and you assume that it's fine for everyone because you assume everybody is like you. And that's the mistake. Everybody's different. And there's left-handed people and right-handed people. And it's a beautiful utopia of perfection. So, what do they do to make it left-handed? They basically make everything backwards. It's all here, and it's all backwards. Anybody watch The Simpsons back in the day? Probably not. So, we've got our starter layer. We've got a nail file. Oh, look at her. She's filthy. These literally just came out the box. So, yeah, I just haven't messed with them. Oh, no. The next up, we've got the main blade. No stamp on the back. 4-line tag stamp with the beautiful umbrella. Lovely. Next up is got them scissors. Bong bong. Fantastic scissors. They're great for cutting braided line. I don't know why. This Fisherman should have scissors. I don't like that it doesn't have scissors. And then last but not least, we have the opening layer. If I can open it, which I'm not left-handed, so it's a little funky for me. And notice this does not have a pattern. It does not have the push to lock because it's from before then. And we can tell that it's from before then because of this right here. This can opener is the early version, well, not the early version of this can opener. Up until 1973, Wenger used a dogleg can opener. And then in 1973 to 76, they used this can opener. 76, they went to the can opener that they ran right until the end. Bong, bong. But it goes beyond just putting them on in opposite layers. If you notice, the nail nicks are on the other side of all the tools. So, look, if this has a clip blade, but if it had a nail file, it would be the same. If you left the nail nicks the same, like the nail nick for this would be on the inside where you couldn't get to it. This you could still get to on either side, but then it would be technically a right-handed knife. The idea is that, you know, it's easier to open for left-handed people. And then, you know, look at the opening layer. Besides being on the back, they're switched. They're angled differently. The parts are actually made completely reversed to use for that. Even the grind on the screwdrivers is opposite. Like, it's not like they just make the same tool and then they just were able to put the nail nick on the other side. They actually had to completely make different tools for the left-handed knife. So, that's a little unusual, but pretty cool. These left-handed ones are pretty highly sought after. You know, there's not much stuff that comes out. And yeah, I mean, yeah, the toothpick and tweezers are missing in this one. That's normal. I don't even worry about Wenger toothpick and tweezers. They're so hard to get out half the time that, and I don't carry a whole lot of Wengers. I have a couple that I carry, and the rest are just for my collection or whatever. I'll probably clean this up and sell it. It's not really for me, but I'm glad that I found it. Yeah, those tweezers are jammed way in there. That's what happens with these hidden tweezers. That's why Victorinox, when they took over Wenger and went with the Delmont collection, they immediately changed these to use their style of, you know, tweezers and toothpicks that go to the outside and they don't get jammed under the handles like that. But I appreciate what Wenger tried to do by making them basically hidden from view. So, that's the end of that. This would have been great in Flanders Leftorium. I think Mr. Burns would have said huzzah for the SHOPKEEP if he came across this left-handed knife, and he would have had no problem opening his can of tuna fish that he was struggling with the whole episode with a right-handed can opener that just wasn't meant for him, because he could have this left-handed can opener. Bam. Anyway, that's it for Wenger Wednesday. Wenger Wednesday. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peter Guru is out.